Do you struggle with your glue ups at times? I did too, until I made these 3 changes to the processes I use in glue ups. You won't believe how simple these 3 things are, but they will take you from disaster to guaranteed success in no time. You can mix and match these together however you like. You don't need to use all 3 on each glue up, and I can guarantee you, once you've got your head around these 3 simple processes, you're going to bring your stress levels right down and your success rate right up. Now, one of the first things that you need to do with your timber is make sure that you've got everything to the right dimensions that you need. This Meranti I've got's way too big. I need to resaw it down the middle. I can get more stock that way. I'm going to buzz it through the planer. This makes sure that I've got smooth sides to work with. Now, the principle behind the first method's really simple. It's what's called the AB or 1-2 methods. Quite simply, what we've got is an A side and a B side. This line in the middle is your table saw. Now, it doesn't matter what angle that blade is at, as long as you do one side of your wood on one side and the other side on the other, you will always have 2 pieces that go together level, because the cut line will be exactly the same. So if your saw's out by 1 degree or 45 degrees, it makes no difference because the 2 halves will match up to 90. First up is matching the grain orientation and making sure that we got these boards in an order that we like. There's no point sticking something together really nicely if you don't like how the grain's going to match up with each other. Once I'm happy with what I've got, I draw a triangle on so I can always come back to these boards being in the same order. Along the edge, I like to write A and B on each board, or in this case 1 and 2, because I've already forgotten what I'd called them earlier, and this way I know which side is going to be jointed to which other board. So now we're on to the cutting, and for the A side, the left hand edge is going to be the cut side. For the B cut, I'm going to cut the right hand edge. That way, those 2 percentages add up to 90% if the blade's out. Now, this is where the triangle we drawn earlier really comes into its own. It quickly allows for the boards to be put back in the right order, especially now that I've cut off the 1s and 2s that were a guide as well. Now, I always take the opportunity to put the boards back together dry and do some very loose clamps on the edge. You can see now how tight these seams are and how well they're going to come together. Now, the second tip we're going to look at for jointing these boards, we're going to add in a biscuit joint. I'd love to tell you it was a proper mechanical fixing, something like a domino that would add strength as well, but we've not got that. A biscuit joint is going to set you back £100. So for a beginner, I've got an alternate. This is a slot cutter. It adds into your router and can still be used with a pack of biscuits. What a biscuit does is, as pressure is added by the clamps, it stops the board sliding up and down and out of alignment. You need to use a little bit of planning here because you don't want to end up cutting to your final dimension and going through a biscuit and having a horrible edge. So think forward, mark out what your rough cut's going to be and make sure that your biscuits are well within there. First of all, you need to make your marks on your board because these need to tie up on both boards that are going to be jointed together. From there, you deploy your router. It needs to be moved left and right and be just slightly wider than the actual bit itself. To make this easier, I've used a jig that I cut out by laser. Don't worry, you can freehand this, or if you've not got a laser, and simply make the jig out of 3 pieces of MDF. A quick spot check after the first slot's cut is highly recommended. You don't want to figure out that your biscuit's too big or your hole's too shallow. So 18 slots has took less than 5 minutes using that jig. It's nice and quick, nice and easy. Now let's go for a dry fit and see how this looks. So the biscuits are slotting in nicely, and as we push the boards together, they line up absolutely perfect. Just like before when I was checking the seams, I always add some clamps to the end. There's nothing worse than putting the glue on and realising that there's a problem. The more you can check, the less mistakes you can have later on. Trust me, I know. So for my glue ups, I like to put my boards together, loosely clamp them on the end, and it gives me a nice flat surface to glue up on. Cuts down on a little bit of wastage and stops getting glue on the faces of the boards. Now, I'm sure like many of you, I find glue up so stressful. There's something about that stuff being on your wood that makes everything seem harder. Things that used to align suddenly don't. And this is a great thing with the biscuits, it helps stop some of that. But what happens if you don't have a router or a slot cutting bit available and biscuits just aren't the option for you? Then in these circumstances, I clamp the edges. Now, if it's only a couple of boards like this, you can get away with clamping in from the sides. I don't particularly like that method because my planer leaves a little bit of snipe, so the edges of the board aren't really the flattest pieces. So to get around this, I use Cauls. I've make sure that I've got one on either end, tucked in about 3 inches, and depending on the length of the glue up, I also put one in the middle. Fairly easy process. All you need is a couple of straight pieces of wood. It really is that simple. Nothing complicated here. So it's time now to drop the clamps off and have a look at the end product. Have these 3 steps helped with my glue up? I've got a little warning for you first though. Never film with the door open and the birds singing outside. Let's have it with your audio. Just to finish off, we've got a light sand with 120 grit. I like to go left to right, then up and down, covering the whole piece, knowing that I've got good coverage. And the finish it gives is absolutely silky soft. I love this. The difference this has made, why I waited 4 years to pick up these basic skills, I don't know. And there we go, the finished board. Look how well those lines have come out, nice and crisp. Can't see the joints at all. It looks great with some finish, so well. If I'm honest, I don't want to give this one away. But it was for somebody, so I'm going to deliver it this week. If I could give you one tip on jointing boards as a beginner, is don't delay in learning new skills. Stop blatting on and just trying to glue boards together. Look at a few of these tips and you'll be amazed at the difference it makes. So as always, thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next one.